411.
411.
On the independent music movement.
On the independent music movement.
It's got radio, TV, magazines, and you just got to utilize everything available. But ultimately, you've just got to believe absolutely in what you do, because you're not going to make huge amounts of money from this. You've got to do it really because you love it. If you look at a lot of the UK rappers and stuff, a lot of them do it just because they love it.
411 on the independent music movement.
Well, say hello to all the watchers and listeners out there in America and beyond. I'm going to introduce you to the 2Funky store in Leicester, UK, England. It is the #1 urban store, I'd say, in the world, but for the UK it's definitely #1. I'm going to give you a quick scan and you get to talk to some of the guys in there. I'll give you some close-ups of the store from the outside before we move inside. 3 floors, as you can see. Like that. We're going to move inside now. I'll introduce you to some of the members and they'll give you some advice and information about what to do for all the indie artists out there who are watching this. So all the posters and stuff, advertising, and now moving inside the store. As you can see, it's quite a large store. Several artists all over the world, all inside the store.
CDs, yeah, CDs. Sorry about that.
These are some of the members in the store. That's DJ Flo. He'll be talking a bit later on. He's kind of camera shy. That's Vips, sorting out a customer. Oh, here's DJ Total.
Huh? 31.
Might even show you a live recording of cameraman himself on the phone to a customer.
We've got work experience kids there, look, check that out. We're going to get in touch with these guys shortly and they're going to give you a brief rundown on what to do for all you indie artists who are planning on making it big out there in the world. Take you on a more of a ride on the shop. There's hip-hop CDs, DVDs, we sell it all here. Mix CDs, mix tapes, especially this guy here, DJ Kid J. That's me, by the way. We will sell clothing here. Check out the designs, check out the 2Funky designs. I've even got 2Funky on there. See that little sign there? 2Funky. There you go. As you can see, it's kind of a huge shop. For urban kind of music, shops are really like half the size or quarter the size of this. But we're doing it big things, big things. I'll just take you upstairs quickly. Stay with me. This is the main office. You might even see the director. Yeah, he's chilling on the phone. Caught him in the act, he's just relaxing on the phone. This is Mr. VJ himself, Mr. 2Funky we call him. He's not even talking on the phone. I don't think he's even on the phone, he's just styling it out. Oh, he's on the phone. Big conference call, big meeting. Oh no, that's me. We're just recording ourselves. I mean, that's me, by the way. That's Kid J. #1 UK DJ.
So we're talking it now. That's not.
I hope you guys don't mind me recording. This is going all the way to America, by the way. So just so you know.
We are talking about vinyl and how we are fed up with the MP3 format, the CD format, the Serato final scratch format. We're just talking about how the music is. Oh, don't leave. No,
we're staying here. We're staying here.
That's fine. No, we're just saying about how the music is lost. The history of the music is lost nowadays with the digital age. The fact that people downloading music, it just becomes a track on an MP3 player rather than we're saying we used to dig through records for old school 7s for reggae and stuff. The history of the music is contained on that piece of vinyl. You know what I mean? Like the year, the record label, what came out on that, like the Casablanca stuff. You had a lot of reggae and disco stuff coming out on that. I could talk for hours about it. We both could.
Just tell these people who you are, purist.
I am the purist. DJing professionally for about 3 years. Avid collector, turntablist, R&B soul connoisseur.
Okay, then ask you a quick question. About your views on the indie scene for independent artists, what can they do to actually break through? So, what
First of all, you've got to have a quality product. You see so many, from a DJ perspective, you get sent so much stuff through the post, UK stuff, that you wouldn't even frisbee it. It's because the production is so poor. They think that, you know, it's almost like they think, oh yeah, I've got a great idea for a song, we'll mimic the US, we'll do it. Production is just not up to scratch. You know, it's not mixed down properly, the sounds aren't full, you know, I could talk to you just about that alone. And that's what you need. You need to come, if you've got the talent, that will shine through, but you need a quality product that will allow you to shine.
I feel that way because I notice from indie artists, I know you guys can't see me, but basically if we have a product that doesn't look necessarily that good, but as long as the artist has got talent, that can always, you know, be done later on. You can make the product look better, but if the guy can't sing or the girl can't sing and the product looks the best product in the world, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go all the way, because you've got to have talent to start off with. And
in regards to an independent label and as an indie sort of artist, nowadays, if you're looking to get major, you know, signed by a major or major distribution, they want to see the whole package. So unfortunately, you know, you've got to have the look, you've got to have the style, you've got to have the, you know, the songwriting ability. But there's horror stories from, you know, from the early '90s. Kelly LaRock, 9 Yards, a group signed to Virgin Records, good quality UK acts, just got dropped. They just didn't have the sales push behind them. The singles, and Kelly LaRock, I think she had 2 top 10 hits, but that wasn't enough for the album. She got dropped. Now she's reduced to doing, you know, UKG and stuff like that, cameo stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Beverly Knight, Parlophone, fantastic. Luckily she's come through and you know, she's made something of herself. But when she first started, you know, she got dropped by Parlophone.
Yeah.
You know? There's so many horror stories, you know, and these are good quality UK artists.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, advice I'd give to all your independent artists out there, even jump on like something like myspace.com, that helps, you know, reach out to a wider audience. Cassie's done well. Cassie, she used to be kind of independent, now she's signed, but to do that she created a bit of hype by MySpace.
There you
know,
go.
a lot of people, you know, jumping on that and getting each other's details, spreading the word. You get to download the tracks. So you know, that's one major part that's just happened in the last few years. You know, that wasn't really going on before. It was a lot harder. It's a lot easier now with the likes of MySpace. So that's one avenue you can go
in many respects. This is the thing, you know, even though I'm sort of
anti-digital.
You know, yeah, anti-digital to a degree. You've also got to utilise all the formats available to you. And in the media nowadays, you've got radio, TV, magazines, and you've just got to utilise everything available. But ultimately, you've just got to believe absolutely in what you do, because you're not going to make huge amounts of money from this. You've got to do it really because you love it. If you look at a lot of the UK rappers and stuff, a few have broken through. You've got Kano, Sway, Dizzy. They're the ones leading the way. But outside of that, a lot of them do it just because they love it.
Hey, we got hold of the prime member of the 2Funky crew, the guy who's been here working here the longest, and he's going to give us some insider tips, what you know, for all you indie artists out there, and how to make it big. Okay, DJ Flo, what's your advice to them all?
Well, my advice is never limit yourself, you know, when it comes to promotion, because a lot of people just limit themselves either to one town or one area of the country, you know, and they just look at a certain crowd and think, yeah, that's it, you know, we'll just get somewhere with that, and it don't happen. It just don't happen. What I think, you should promote yourself every time you can, through flyers, making phone calls to other artists, to DJs, everyone. Don't stop your promotion until you see the largeness of it coming out into the music world.
Okay, Flo, another quick question. What's the demand? You've been working here a long time. Is there a lot of demand for like indie artists or like even like foreign music?
Only if it's good. If the music's good, you can, you know, if the quality of your vocals or rap, whatever it may be, if it's good enough, you're going to get there. Whether your CD cover is not happening, you know, you're going to get there, whether you're good or not.
And what would bring an artist one step closer to getting their CD into the stores, do you think?
Relationship. Relationship with the staff, your attitude towards the music, towards people, mainly people, your attitude, you know, that helps. Because if you just, if you're a pest, you ain't going to get nowhere. But you got to be getting on properly. So relationship is a big key to getting your stuff out on the street, in the shops, wherever it may be. It's all hit and miss, man. It's so hit and miss. I've seen artists come and go like that, man, and it's, you know, it just ain't happening. You just got to keep on it, keep on the promotion. That's the only thing I can see that does it, is promotion, and keep your face in the game, whether it be in the clubs, whether it be in your shops, around the whole country, wherever.
Okay, we've got a special guest here. This lady works for a record label. Are you going to introduce herself? Your name is?
My name's Zoe and I work for Pinnacle Distribution.
So that's a record label in the UK that distributes a lot of, well, styles of music all around the country. So she's going to give us some advice for all you indie artists out there.
In my opinion, as a rep, then I find it very useful to have posters, postcards, artists that are willing to come out on the road with me and introduce themselves to the stores. It really helps to obviously have a rapport with the shops, and if they like you, they'll try and sell your records more and all the rest of it. So obviously anybody who can do clubs and etc. it's all very, very helpful. Well, obviously as a rep, that doesn't sort of involve me in the digital side of things, but obviously that's the way it's going, and it's sort of, you know, it's really good in one hand and it's really bad on the other hand, really, for me personally. But we aren't involved in the digital side of things yet, although it's inevitable that that's going to happen at some point.
I just hijacked this customer in the store. He's actually a good friend of ours. He's a DJ, DJs on radio. I'll let him introduce himself and he'll give you some insider tips for you indie artists.
What's happening, what's really good, I'm Elvicio, aka LV. I do a show on Sabras Radio called Set the Tone every Saturday, 6 till 9, Sunday, 6 till 8. Thought I'd sell that. There's a lot of independent artists, even in my industry. On radio, I get a lot of independent artists sending me music. I've got a lot of guests as well, and the things they say about being independent is you've really got to keep your wits about you. A lot of people seem to have a clouded image of having a lot of bling and having this and having lots of money. Rappers like 50 Cent and all these big rappers, they just kind of glorify a small side of the music industry, whereas you've really got to clue yourself up on the whole business side of things as well. In terms of copyright, I know there was an artist who's got a single out there and she didn't copyright her vocals and someone snatched it and it's been sent over to America. American artists using it, they're getting money for it, she's not. She's quite upset about that. Independent music's really coming forward with things like Channel U, One Extra, also with my radio show as well. If anything, you've really got to keep your wits about you, because there's a lot of sharks in wolves' clothing, you know what I mean? They may say that, yeah, we'll take you under our wing, we'll look after you, we'll do this, you'll get this much money for this set, and they'll fleece you. So you've got to make sure that the business side is strong, because at the end of the day, it's show business. So you do the show and you make sure the business is there too, you know what I mean? So good luck out there, all you independent artists, and if you've got any demos, send them my way, you know, it's all good, baby. MySpace as well, MySpace Music, that's a great way of disintermediation. I mean, you kind of pull apart the whole distribution and the record label. It's just the consumer and the artist, or the artist and the DJ. You don't have to deal with any person in between that. And I've got my own, which is myspace.com/Elvicio. That's ELVISHIO. And on there, you can just send me your music. You can email me, and we can get things going from there. It's all good.
Right, this is Kid J. I've been the one doing most of the recording. I've got one more recording to do, and that's from the director, Mr. 2Funky himself. But my advice, I'm a DJ, full-time DJ, also work in the shop. And my advice to indie artists out there is just to get as much information about the business side of it as possible. One good book, what I found useful, and what I always express to people is this book. There's a lot of information in this that is so useful, it's unreal. That is like the Bible. So get yourself a hold of that book first, somewhere. They do them every year, and they're updated every year, and it's all the information you need, all the contacts, all the PR side of it, all the promotion companies, you know, all the advice you need is in that book.
I'm VJ Mystery. I'm the co-founder of 2Funky. Been established now for nearly 10 years. We are a record store, distribution company, record label. We deliver DJ workshops, we organise club events, etc. as well. We also do some other stuff, but that's the main stuff that 2Funky is involved in. When I'm buying in albums, the most important thing is the artist, if they can sing, the production, and the packaging of the CD. They're the main things that will sell or not sell an album. The only way independent music sells is through specialist stores like ourselves, through the distribution channels we do to other specialist stores, and then it's just a case of promoting the product, getting reviews, advertising, doing live shows, and just getting radio play, that's the best way to do it. Most of our distribution we do is within the UK, although we do export a fair amount of stuff to Europe, mainly Germany and France, and also to Japan, which is one of the biggest markets in the world as well.
Okay, and VJ, what's your personal take on the actual whole industry? I mean, what do you actually think about the industry, how it's run, and do you have any insider tips that you can give away?
As the industry, I think it's got a lot better for independents because a lot of people have taken the independent route. They've got more control of what they're doing, and with the internet now, sales are really unlimited. Whereas 5-10 years ago, the independent artists had absolutely no chance whatsoever. The future for music is going to be digital, no doubt about it. CD sales, vinyl sales are already on a decline now. DVD sales are still selling quite well for us, but 3 to 5 years, it's going to be 75% just digital. I think it's a learning game for everybody, and it still is, even for myself. After 10 years, I'm still learning from my mistakes and stuff. If you're signing distribution deals, if you're signing exclusive distribution deals, then you've got to be very, very careful, because once you've signed that, you can't go to anybody else, and if you've signed for a term of 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, your hands are tied, and you can almost, if it's a terrible deal, there's not much you can do. So as an artist, that's going to be a really, really almost a failure for a few years, and then it's a case of starting again. But so you need to be very, very careful. If you can get lawyers or friends who are lawyers to check over contracts and stuff, then that's good. If you're signing to a major label, again, there's advantages and disadvantages. I don't have to tell you too much about that because you probably already know. But I think the independent route, as long as you work hard, you've got to do shows, you've got to get your tracks on radio, you've got to do all your own PR, any marketing, distribution. If you have to distribute yourself or getting lots of smaller independent distributors, you've just got to keep going and never think there's an end to it. You've just got to be continuously just on the go.
411.
411.
411 on the independent music movement.